Hey, what's up? It's your boy coming at you again, straightforward and direct, with another one like the other one, but just a little different. So, yeah, today's subject matter is how does ergonomics affect muscle memory, right? How does the way something is designed or how you use something affect your ability to automatically know mentally this is how I use it. This is how I do it, right? So ergonomics is, you know, the correct or natural way of doing something. Ergonomics involves everything that we do from the pockets that's on your pants to the way that you tie your shoes, the way that the shoes are designed, are shoes designed in a way to be more user friendly, right? For, us people that have two hands, right? Are shoes ergonomically designed more to be for right handers or left handers? So ergonomics is really involved with how you move and how you do something based on the way something is designed. So not all things are ergonomic. But what happens is through trial and error, we realize that something's not designed ergonomically. And what we start to do is we start to make our changes and our adjustments, right? So, what made me want to speak on this subject matter is, I have a thing for deep pockets. I love pockets. I love pockets that are deep, that contain the things that I needed to contain, and I don't have to worry about anything slipping out of it, right? So I like deep pockets. Specifically, I'm talking about pants. Okay. I don't like pants that don't have deep pockets because, things can easily fall out of your pants when you sit down somewhere, you're riding a bike or you're doing anything that requires movement. And by you having pockets that are not deep, things have a tendency to slip out. So I love deep pockets. Now, the whole pockets to the pants thing, my understanding of that is that the way pants are designed, this is all about ergonomics. Okay. The person who designed this, did they put the pocket in the right place? Did they make the pocket deep enough? Are the measurements correct? Right. And how is this more inclined with the way people move? How is this more in line with our natural anatomy? How we're built, how we're made, right? So when people design things, if they don't take, you know, our natural movements and our inclinations and the way that we behave, if they don't take those things into consideration, then whatever that thing is, it's not ergonomic. Now, there are some pockets on pants that are not ergonomic. Whoever designed it, it's like, humans was not in his plan, or humans were not in her plan, right? The only thing is they liked it. They liked the way it looked. They liked the way, the way the feedback that they got from other people. But as far as it being, ergonomic, maybe they didn't really give too much thought to that, right? So now this leads up to the whole thing. How does ergonomics relate to muscle memory? Okay, so when something's designed a certain way and automatically you adopt this design, when you buy those shoes, you adopt that design. When you buy those pants with those specific pockets, you have adopted this design. Now, when you start to interact with this thing that you bought by putting things in this pocket, after a time, there's something called muscle memory. You develop muscle memory. You get so used to doing something a certain way, right? That automatically it just becomes automatic. You put your keys in your right pocket, that's automatic. You don't have to think about where you put your keys. You don't have to think about where your keys at. You know that your keys are in your right pocket. You know that your wallet is in your left pocket. You know these things because you do these things on a regular basis. You have not only adopted this design to these pants and the way that these pockets are positioned, right? You've also developed a degree of muscle memory, right? So what happens is you no longer have to think. It's already there. Now, here's the problem. Here's the problem. So what happens if you adopt a design that's not all the way ergonomic? You fuck yourself. You completely just put yourself in a trick bag. You put yourself in a bad position, a position that you don't want to be in. Anytime you adopt something that's not ergonomic, what will happen is that you will find out that this thing is not ergonomic when you start using it and you start feeling it and you start getting feedback from interacting with this thing. And the feedback that you're going to get is, I keep losing things. Things keep falling out of my pockets. I'm putting them in there. I know what I'm doing, but they keep falling out. The reason why is because you adopted a design that was not ergonomic. Now you've conditioned yourself mentally, not only to accept this, but to live with this, right? Until bad things start to happen. And what I mean by bad things is you start losing things that's valuable. Once you start losing things that's valuable, and you're like, hold on, what is going on? Is it me? No, well, yeah, it is you because you chose a design that wasn't ergonomic. So now you have to, you know, deprogram yourself, get yourself out of that trap that you put yourself in. And then now you have to tell yourself, okay, well, don't get caught up in the looks. Don't get so much caught up in the way things look. Don't get so much caught up in what people say about things, right? Find out for yourself if something is ergonomic, right? So muscle memory and ergonomic go hand in hand. So the designer, the architect, the mind behind the thing that has been invented or created, if he has humans in the way that they move, behave, and interact, either he's taking these things into consideration when he's making this design or he's not, right? And if he's thinking only about money and appealing to people with power, right, to push a product in order to make money, and he's not taking into consideration the efficiency of how this thing may be operated, okay, then ergonomics is going to go out the window. For the most part, an intellectual, someone who's really into their invention, who's really into their design, right? The reason they're making this thing is for humans. So, of course, first priority is going to be how humans move, how they think, how they operate, right? Because he's trying to bring about something that can be user friendly, that can be directly in line with the way humans are. That means that this person has taken ergonomics into consideration. That also means that this person is setting you up for success, not failure. So how does ergonomics relate to muscle memory? At this moment in time, there are a lot of people who have conditioned themselves, right, to be in line with things that are not ergonomic. It's just not ergonomic. Now, when you run across this thing that's not ergonomic, that you've been using and doing for a long time, uh, most people are not awake. What they do is they just make their adjustments. However you make your adjustments, you just make your adjustments, right? So I don't know anyone who's just going to sit there and accept failure after failure after failure after failure. Eventually, people start to make their adjustments and they figure out how to deal with something that's not all the way ergonomic. But the key is, you know, if you can see it ahead of time and you can tell if something is not ergonomic, you can say, okay, that's not for me, right? In my case, in my situation, the things that I noticed that wasn't very ergonomic is pockets, right? Specifically, people who like to carry things in their pockets and make sure that those things are secure. A lot of people lose stuff because things fall out of their pockets. So I'm under the impression that there are designers out there who are so caught up in the way that they want to design things that they're not taking things into consideration, the things that happen with people, how people behave, how they move, right? Are you making something or designing something that's directly in line with human nature? So ergonomics, this is how ergonomics relates to muscle memory from my point of view. I hope you guys appreciate it. I hope you learned something from it. Maybe this topic, maybe this discussion will lead to future research and development, you know, when it comes to quality control before the thing is even put out there, right? Is this thing ergonomic, whatever it is. Okay, that's what's up. Hey, you guys take it easy.